It's the Jobbers Tears podcast.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kiera Hogan here at Battle Club Pro. May the Queen reign. And tonight I'm wrestling Willow Nightingale. I'm really excited. But don't forget, guys, check out the Jobber Tears podcast.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, fellow jobbers, to another episode of the Jobber Tears podcast. Always, I am Janelle from HR. Here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black. It is our 20th episode, guys. We
got the apple cider on deck, my niggas.
We made it through the trials and tribulations of doing a podcast. Before Mr. Black goes into his ridiculous introduction, as he always does.
His vignettes.
We want to thank everyone that's watching on the live feed. Thank you so much for joining us on our special 20th episode of the Jobber Tears podcast, and also thank you those that have already subscribed to our YouTube page. We truly appreciate all the love and support everyone has done.
What's the people who shout us out? Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, you sure? Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right, and then as before he goes, we want to give a special thank you to Battle Club Pro from this weekend. Joe Keenan and his partner Carlos threw an amazing all-female show in New Jersey, and we were blessed to be a part of that, of their first ever, and them crowning their first ever women's champion, who is Jordan Grace. So congratulations, Miss Grace. But once again, we want to thank Kiera Hogan, Tessa Blanchard, and Willow Nightingale for giving us some quick spots, some interesting content that we will be posting on our YouTube page. So we do appreciate all the ladies that participated in this past weekend's Battle Club Pro's May the Queen Reign show. So once again, thank you guys so much for having us. It was our first kind of like sponsorship situation, so it was a really eye-opener. It was a lesson learned for us, but we were so glad to be a part of that. So without further ado,
let me properly introduce this episode
dramatic
to the masses. Episode 20, aka the Mind Ginobili, aka I birth y'all niggas to the Euro step. I go from here to here with one easy step, cause I'm Manu. I put the whole team on my back, aka the Barry Sanders. I'm the standards for the rushing. I'm the standards for the running back, aka y'all can't stop me because I made the running back position relevant in the NFL, aka Dub Zero Edition, aka we ain't getting sponsored because my mouth is too freaking reckless, but we don't give a damn. Shout out to everybody who loves us, this, that, and third, aka we're not getting no sponsors, aka we for Voltron. We're not Voltron right here, we're Blacktron, aka we're the best podcast on the universe.
okay.
Where'd you get that shit from?
It's an app.
What app? Okay.
It's an app.
That's how you properly do it. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, is it time for you to eat?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, go ahead. I'm eat this cupcake while y'all talk, my niggas.
But you have to talk too, because we're gonna actually open up our opening segment, which is Behind Gorilla's Position, a little differently. We're actually gonna talk about something that has been going on for the past week or so, and it's been building and building and building, and really I think the score is 2-1, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you have been lost. So we are gonna open up our podcast today talking about the rap battle between Pusha T and light-skinned brother Drake.
The Waffle Nation versus Wakanda.
Well, that's not really Wakanda. That's just straight up Virginia pushing.
Nah, it's Wakanda versus the Waffle Called Negro Nation.
Wow. Wait, did you just eat that entire cupcake?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It just was like a magic trick. I didn't know what happened.
I do.
So for those that have not been following along, Pusha T has come out with an amazing album. 7 tracks, kind of unheard of in this day and age, but he did it. It's 7 bangers. And one of the songs on there, he threw kind of a punch, a light jab to Drake. on his infrared track. And then Drake heard it and he said, all right, I got you. And he came back with this Duppy freestyle a few days ago. And then those that are watching live on the Instagram feed, yesterday, Pusha comes out with a whole track. And when I say he went in, he went in. He was talking about Drake, mama, daddy, possible son, his homeboy that got MS, like all types of shit that honestly, if this was the 90s, this was some shit that definitely we got to throw some hands on. So as Sir Wilkins is eating, because you know he's doing Ramadan, Mr. Black, what are your thoughts on this entire rivalry? Because if those that don't know, this actually is not a new rivalry either. Like, this has been something that's been going on since even when Pusha and his brother were a part of the Clips and went with Pharrell and the Neptunes, and it goes really, really back like years ago when they were talking about Wayne, and Wayne tweeted like, don't talk about me, if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you kind of thing. It's been going on for some time, and there's been light jabs here and there, but now I think we're in nuclear warfare. And what are your thoughts? Is Drake gonna bring this smoke? Because Push brought this smoke.
No, he's not. Like, yo, Drake and mom just bow down and say, yo, you got it, son. My fault. Dap him up. Go back to Canada. You know, make fake gangster music, and you know, threaten people with his Samoans and stuff like that. You know, get his pre-endorsement. Just be the John Cena of wrestling. That's it.
So you think Drake is the John Cena of wrestling? Why?
Because everyone loves him. Everyone loves him. He is what the mainstream fan love. Pushes the CM Punk. This is, let's go back. The theme of Money in the Bank. This is Money in the Bank all over again in hip hop. This is the fans. Pusha T, original. Everybody know Pusha T writing his bars. You can't question that. Everybody love Punk because he's been there for the game for so long, but yet he's what the game needs right now. Real hip hop. Drake is the fun-loving. I'll go on everyone's show, be all smiling, this, that, and third. People question my ability to rap because they say I have a ghostwriter. Just like people question John Cena wrestlers because like, he ain't all that. People question John Cena past because he the one who wrestled at one point. He wanted to quit. Similar to Drake coming from the acting scene, Billy being like little Jimmy in a wheelchair that got shot. I mean,
did y'all see that blackface picture of Drake in the fucking wheelchair as little Jimmy?
Savage.
Like, the internet is wild.
Savage what they did that. I was like, damn, you savage, boy. You savage. I was like, dang. But overall, I just feel like this is good for hip hop.
It's dry as hell.
It's good for hip hop. Everybody is rapping. Not everybody's shooting it up. Let's get back to music. Hip hop. Let's do this.
All right, welcome back, Sir Wilkins, as I eat this dry ass cupcake. What are your thoughts on this interesting rivalry between, and it's funny that we talk about rivalries in wrestling too, and there are rivalries in hip hop. You know, you have Biggie and Pop, you have 50 Cent and everybody. So, fair warning on that one. So what are your thoughts?
Okay.
Talk to him.
Like a dry pound cake.
So you said your piece. Mm-hmm. Drake is John Cena. Drake is John Cena. Pusha is like CM Punk. Mm-hmm. But we sleeping on that. Cena is skilled on the mic. Mm-hmm. And Drake is very charismatic himself. Mm-hmm. Don't count Drake out, boy. Because when he came out with the Duppy freestyle, everybody thought Pusha was done.
Mm-hmm. But I don't get how. Like, if you are a fan of hip hop, a fan of rap, you already know Pusha is just not on some like kiddie shit. Like,
yeah, but when Drake came out with Two Birds and One Stone, and when he talked about Pusha ain't saying nothing back.
Mm-hmm. Because everything is calculated. Everything doesn't have to always. Think of it like a build-up. Let's say, like, for instance, Brock and Roman. And Brock never really said anything. It's something like that. Like, you know, you see you're strategically being in a situation without saying anything. Sometimes not saying anything is louder than saying something.
I get you, but
how did y'all eat that?
Pusha had some bars, B. But Drake about to come back even harder.
But see, it's like,
Don't
how do
sleep
you?
on Drake.
I'm not sleeping on Drake. It's just on some like, well, what do you say? Because we already know, allegedly, Pusha was a drug dealer. We already know that.
He said it on Breakfast Club.
I mean, once again, you don't.
No, he said it.
We
He
not.
was like, yo,
I'm not gonna be out here snitching. So allegedly,
He said it. How's that snitching?
I don't care if he said it. I won't. I'm not
No,
saying
but
it.
it's like people are saying like, the thing is, people jump on bandwagons. People were all jockeying Drake like, yo, Drake killed them, Pusha's done. Then Pusha comes out with something like, Pusha killed them, Drake is done. Nah, the war ain't over.
No.
See, so my question to you guys is it more, so Drake is definitely more known for like hit songs. Like the Duppy freestyle is a song. It's not so much as like a diss record, to be honest. Like when you look at it in the bigger picture. So is Drake gonna come out with an actual diss record, or is Drake gonna come out with another song with disses in it? Because there's a difference to that.
He's gonna come out, because the thing is, the first time he mentioned Pusha's
Beyonce, and that's where it went left.
So it went left. Now, Pusha went way left field. Like yo, he talked about Drake's mom, Drake's dad, which was one thing. Then talked about Drake's baby moms.
Allegedly.
That's the baby mom. That's the baby mom. We all knew about that.
Well, yeah.
We all knew about that. Like, Shorty is an industry chick. I know the chick personally. She's an industry chick.
You know personally?
Yeah.
Did you smash?
No.
Why do everybody means he sad to smash?
He just sat here and talked about peeing on somebody. I had that right to ask that question.
No.
Continue.
So, when you talk about somebody's kid, he's talking about somebody's kid.
He didn't talk about the
Yes, he did.
Well, he
said,
did.
He came at him and was like, yo, take care of that kid. He didn't say the kid was ugly. He didn't say it was
But the thing about, he mentioned the kid's name.
Whenever you mention somewhere,
Then
yeah. Once
you
you
don't talk
mention,
about my kid, we
once you
fighting.
mention the existence of a child,
But the thing about, don't mention my kid's name by name. Don't ever mention my kid at all.
But Drake started it.
Yeah, but Drake did start it, but she went left with it. And then he talked about 40 having MS and he's about to die. Then he played the beeping sound you hear in the hospital.
not funny, but funny at the same time. I'm sorry.
Nigga, that's mad disrespectful.
Listen, you can't control, like I always said before, you can't control how someone reacts to it. So you open Pandora's box, so I'm gonna explain.
He did open Pandora's box, and now Drake's gonna say some extra disrespectful stuff.
But it's like, what can he say?
The thing about nobody knew what could Pusha say. Remember? Nobody knew Pusha was gonna say all this.
No, like I mean, as a Pusha T fan, I know he had some like, cause he did before when the album came out. When his album came out, he did the Breakfast Club interview, and they literally mentioned little hints and bits of Drake in the interview, and the notion he gave off in the interview, you could tell that he was just like he was anticipating Drake to say something, and he was already prepared to say some wild shit.
Yeah, but then you don't know what Drake got.
Yeah.
Because I expect Drake to say those stuff in his diss. Because Drake was saying, like, talking about Kanye, was just talking about Kanye, mentioning how Pusha was never really the drug dealer, it was really his brother and his cousin. I expect him to say that. But it's like different things the way he was going about it. So we don't know exactly what's going to be said. Or maybe Drake might not even respond.
I mean, he should. Don't pull a Nicki Minaj and not respond.
No, he has to respond.
Yeah, like you just can't do that.
Like he talked about your best friend, who you've mentioned in numerous interviews that you don't know how you're gonna feel when he dies. You don't know how you're gonna react when he dies, because he's going to die. And the thing about 40, everybody likes 40. 40's like everybody's friend. He's that guy that comes to him like, yo, I fucks with 40. Even though I don't fuck with Drake, I fucks with 40. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah,
so when you talk about somebody of that caliber, you're like, yo, I might have to kill you. So Drake has no excuse not to respond, because it's your best friend. It's the guy who literally made your career. Mm-hmm. So you have to say something. And it has to be within a week.
Well, no, I mean, really, it's a 48-hour clock window, because that's how long it took Pusha. It took Pusha 2 days.
Nah, because Pusha was waiting, like you said, Pusha was waiting in the car. Yeah. Anybody say anything out there?
Yeah, a lot of people said a lot.
So those that are watching on the live feed, if, once again, because we are a wrestling podcast, if you could say Pusha T was a certain wrestler, who would it be? And if Drake was a certain wrestler, who would it be? Because they said John Cena and CM Punk. So we want to know what you guys' thoughts are. Yes, Leo.
One thing.
We'll eat this cupcake.
So
How?
CM Punk of rap. John Cena of rap.
The child made this, didn't they?
He ain't no Cena of rap. I don't.
Who's saying these things, Leo?
He don't know.
Eli, and CM Punk. I mean, Izzy said CM Punk of rap, and then Eli said it also, and then he said Pusha T also.
You're saying a bunch of nothing.
You know you're not saying nothing. You
You're
know
not
what?
saying
We're
really?
gonna move on. What did La La World say?
I don't see Drake having a kid hidden unless Pusha T talked to the alleged baby mother.
No, he does have a kid. La La, I am telling you this right now.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
He has the kid. Cause he said it in Views. He mentioned it indirectly in Views, and then when she came out about it, she talked about the same exact incident that he mentioned in Views. Nigga, he has a kid. Yeah. And Drake don't use protection.
And like Jay-Z did with that girl in Trinidad.
Yeah. A lot of people know that Jay got a kid that no one knows about. Like, it was a whole spread. No, it was literally in the magazine.
Really?
Like, you said it and she said it. Like, it looked just like Jay, just like Bill Clinton had a black son.
What?
Yeah, he has a black son.
No, he doesn't.
What are you talking about?
Listen. That ain't woke enough.
That has nothing to do with being woke.
Enough, son. Let me get like a little blaster for myself.
What the f?
No, Tony said Jay-Z and John Cena.
I mean, yeah, but so who do you think is winning? This shit is tough. This shit is tough though. This shit is tough.
You're having way too much fun with
This
that.
shit is tough. Nigga, think you got blasters on this shit?
You gotta go like the Jamaican.
This shit fire, man. This shit fire. We gotta keep on every episode. So, Drake coming back hard.
Yeah, but like, is it gonna be hard?
No, it's gonna be hard,
It's
B.
gonna be hard.
You know, my nigga, if you talk about my brother, like you talk about me, like Mr. Black, and he has MS, I'm about to kill you. I swear, Drake.
You gonna have to kill him. Yeah.
Shed a tear, my dude. Drake had to shed a tear after that.
Drake is in the corner crying.
Yeah, he legit was like, oh, you know what? That part in Boys in the Hood with what's his name? Ice Cube's character.
Dope Boy?
Yeah, when Dope Boy after
Ricky?
when Ricky got shot, and then he was in the house like,
No, that was what's name? That was Cuban Gooding Jr.
yeah, he played Ricky. Ricky got shot.
Yeah.
And then Ice Cube was in the house like, that's Drake after he heard that freestyle, son. It's about to be late. I'm hyped. I'm so hyped right now.
All summer 18. Let's go. Let's bring hip hop to a whole nother level.
I just want good hip hop, dude.
Alright.
Gotta get used to this. All right. So we're gonna move right along to our next topic. Watergate, WWE Gate. So apparently this week there was a leak of the Monday Night Raw segment of the B Team's barbecue segment. So in this leaked, scripted segment, it really showed, like if you look online and you find it, it really tells you that the wrestlers don't really have much control over anything that they do.
That shit was crazy.
And it really showed in the segment because it was terrible. So they were accused like, don't change tenses, speak clearly so that KD, aka Kevin Dunn, and VKM Vincent Kennedy McMahon hears you. Time the promo, so it's time. Don't ad-lib. That's an important one that I saw. So I will start with you, Sir Wilkins. should things be laid out to this degree in terms of segments? Because is it taking away really from the essence of each character, or is it building structure?
Okay. I am 80% against it.
Give it to 20%.
And then I'm for the 20%. Now, if you're brand fresh and new,
You going 8% first or 20?
I'm going for the 20% first. Like you ask. I'ma deliver, my nigga. I'ma deliver. Like the pizza
star.
man. Not like a porn star.
Like, what?
Why would you say a porn star?
Because they always deliver.
Do they?
No, they don't deliver. They have sex.
Yes, and the girl organs, so they're delivering.
Not all the time.
No, I mean in the literal sense.
Wow.
So,
Okay, this is what
stop.
everybody's mentality is today.
Yes.
And this is why we don't have sponsors.
Because of y'all being nasty as fuck.
Okay, so like I was saying, the 20% is for NXT, where you kind of gotta groom people to understand the whole game and everything of that nature. You know what I mean? Like super green people. Does that make sense? What I'm saying, like somebody who's super green doesn't really understand how to cut a promo the right way. I would have them do that 20% that I'm speaking of. Now the other 80%. Say for instance, we had them do this like back in the day. So let's do Attitude Era back in the day, because everybody loves the Attitude, so we're gonna talk about the Attitude Era real quick. If we had this intense, overly meticulous, detailed way of doing things, we would never get Stone Cold 316.
Never.
Because that's off the top of the head. That was him just thinking of something, some Bible verse and saying that.
No, because what's that dude's name that he walk like this? He used to have like
Definitely Ric Flair walks like that, but
he used to be in the Freebirds.
oh, Michael P. Hayes.
Michael P. Hayes told him the promo he cut, and that's how he got the idea from him.
Yeah, but the thing about it wasn't as detailed.
Yeah.
It wasn't till that to that point. It's like, yo, you gotta cut a promo, you have this much time, go cut it. Like Dusty Rhodes, I watched Dusty Rhodes promos this morning.
We know.
Dusty Rhodes cut such good promos. Mind you, the motherfucker had a lisp.
Yeah.
He had a list.
Yeah.
But he cut such phenomenal promos because you have to know who the character is. A lot of times the character is basically that person exaggerated.
Yeah.
For instance, Randy Savage, your favorite.
My guy.
Mess up on a promo, come back and just really dig into a promo. It was never detailed. Like this is becoming less pro wrestling and more Days of Our Lives.
Ooh.
But not even really, because there's no real storylines.
Yeah, but
at least with a soap opera, you get some storylines, you get some juice, you get some drama. Like Attitude Era, and I think that for me as a fan is what drew me in, because growing up I watched soaps. So watching soaps and then turning on to Monday Night Raw or even Nitro, I was like, oh shit, like it's always some drama.
But Ruthless Aggression Era was so good. When you talk about, they had storylines from January to April, and they had an ending, and they had what's going to go on between there, and they worked it out different ways. But then the thing about Ruthless Aggression, because of that, they got a little bit too detailed with it, and that's what led off to this era that we're in right now. I don't like it because it doesn't seem authentic. Like Sasha, when she cut the promo the other day, that was basically her going, "Yes, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you." What is this? Oh, what is this? Yes, I'm going to beat you and hit you on the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you do that to somebody, they don't grow. They don't grow. Like the Rock promos. The reason why we loved him so much was because it felt like it was from here. Like it was part of him. Like he's putting shit together, messing with Kevin Kelly's teeth, telling him about eating Poo-Tang pie and stuff like that. It was going off the top of the head. It was that great improv. Yes, you have to cut a promo, but it seems authentic. It seems more real. Okay. And this is what this overly detailed stuff lacks. Now I know you have to have some type of order, but come on, you gotta give more freedom. Especially as a guy like Kevin Owens, who's I love on the mic. And you're taking that away. You're taking that authenticness away from me. I'm dropping bars, my nigga. I'm dropping bars right now, B. I'm dropping bars right now, B. I'm dropping bars right now. Talk to him. Call the cops on him.
First of all, I just think a big Papa Pump is gonna walk through the goddamn door. Every time I hear that shit, I'm like,
what do you think? Hell? What do you think, though?
Honestly, okay, I'm kind of gonna be playing devil's advocate. I think it works for certain people because certain people need order and structure for them to do something. Which I now see from the flip side of it, it does always script stuff. But now they're the Perpetrating Company, and now we're in an era of you gotta be politically correct. So a lot of those stockholders, the major big ones, they probably get offended real easily. So to please everybody, make sure that everyone's doing the correct job, not to lose no money, they gotta follow what the stockholders have to say, not to piss off nobody. Because simply like this, like they could have said something really like a sexual innuendo about corn. Next thing you know, a stockholder called and say, "Oh my God, why would we say that, this, that, third?" Boom, that person get in trouble, and now he don't get the push that he needs. It's like Cass, he added up beating up the midget. Everyone got offended, this, that, third. This is why that derailed a little bit, and this is why he kind of got beat by Daniel Bryan because of that. My thing is this.
Well, really, it's because he went against Vince.
Yeah. But overall, it's just like.
I mean, Vince does most of the promos.
Yeah, he does most of the promos.
But Vince thing was like he asked Vince. Vince said no, and he still did what he wanted to do.
Yes.
Go ahead.
But overall, I'm just saying this way. Did I notice it was over scripted with the whole barbecue thing? No.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Ashley Fraley, it was a nice different pace. You know, it was like a memorial show. It was kind of like, oh, this is kind of funny, this, that. It had a few funny moments. So that's why I look like every year we have to accept certain holidays are going to be a full fight. When you go into certain holidays, you know it's going to happen. 4th of July, if it falls on a Monday or Tuesday, they're going to have a full fight. So this is why I came in there with that mindset. But certain wrestlers does not benefit of the older description, such as Sasha, Nia Jax, Ronda, list goes on.
Wait, that they don't need it?
No, like how that, they don't need to be.
No.
Oh, Ronda needs it and Nia needs it to a certain extent.
No, I'm talking about over-scripted because they sound too robotic.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Because they're not charismatic enough to pull it off to make it sound authentic.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense, Janelle?
I mean, yes and no, because you can have I'm the type of person where I feel like everyone deserves that chance. Like, I feel like when it comes to it being like a hardcore script, they pick and choose who they want because no bullshit, Get These Hands came off the dome for Braun. Like, nobody gave him that. They didn't tell him to say that. Like, he cut the promo with Heath Slater and Rhino in the ring, and he just off the rip said, "Get these hands."
But it also said this, like a lot of people always say this, a lot of the greats, they said, do it and apologize later for it. So what if now, in the Ultimate Universe, that didn't get over and he got in trouble? So it's always a 50-50 toss-up. So,
and I think that's what Big Cass was trying to do.
But I think in terms of the type of, like, how much over you are, or how much you're with the crowd, and how much backstage you are, like, it depends. That's why I said, I think in terms of those that are truly scripted are gonna be those big obnoxious kind of like segments like the barbecue thing, because it's like it's mad people, like we're not gonna waste everybody's time. Like, imagine if there was 15 dudes in the ring and they was just like free for all.
No, it's
you know what I mean? So
you need order. You need order.
Yes.
But my thing, when it's overly scripted,
yes,
you could tell
it takes something away. Like, there's a point you have to go in. Okay, like you would sit down with Bo or whatever. Like, yo, listen, we're doing this barbecue thing. You have 5 minutes. You talk, you show this off, you show this off. In between, what you do between these 5 minutes, and after you do it, you show off the food, you do this, you cut the promo.
So it's better, like you're saying this way, instead of over scripting it, give it bullet points.
Yes.
Hit this, hit this, hit this.
But
hit this,
and the thing, they gave bullet points. Like they do that.
But it's like it's a little bit more aggressive though. Like, you gotta pace it this way. You gotta do this way. Like, it's taken away from like them using their character to the full extent. Now people like the New Day, you all right? They don't overly script them like that.
The Usos.
They're also because
they just started doing that because Usos, I felt like, were robots with the paint and everything.
But you see what the difference is when they stop overly scripting.
Yeah, you can tell the difference. That's why I said I think when you're in a certain point and certain level in the company.
Oh, you don't give a fuck.
there could be that too. But I think in terms of they pick and choose who they want to really lock down on the script and who they don't, because you could tell, even with Roman, you could tell when Roman was all on his own versus them giving him a script an hour before the show.
And what happened?
You can tell the difference.
Is on his own. He's believable. I feel him.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
No, when he's on his own, I feel him because I feel like, all right, it's coming from himself. So I could somewhat get more in tune with it compared to when he always script. I'm looking like, all right, this is boring. I can't get into it because I'm gonna tell you this. Boom. When I used to do a lot of sermons in church, right? They used to try to make me change my approach of public speaking. I'm a type of person where like, all right, I need bullet points. I'm gonna hit them. But if you tell me boom, 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 I sound very robotic. This is what everybody looked at me and was like, yeah, we cannot allow him to have so much scripted. Just do how you learn comfortably do it. And I end up doing it comfortably and I am. Listen, I'm still gonna talk about God, but in between that, I'm gonna say my little jokes.
Talk about booty.
I don't think he can say that in the law.
Short story, long story short, I got trouble for saying nigga in church before too.
Said what?
Nigga.
Why would you say nigga at church?
Because this is what happened. Because I was in the pulpit, I was giving a little, encouragement to the words. I was like, listen, us as black people, we need to raise up more kings and queens, not niggas out here. Oh man, everybody erupted. I keep saying nigga in church. They're out this, that, third. Blah, 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 blah. They got tight. I mean, one time that, I said, yo, man, mad props to you because you didn't make her your baby mother. Oh man, that was another big thing. Almost got in trouble for that.
Wait,
too.
what?
Because he married a sweetheart. I was like, yo, props because you didn't make her your baby mother. You made her your wife. So I bigged them up like that.
It always goes with not how you. Yeah, okay, I could get why. I don't get why that got you in trouble.
Because you have to understand. Because people didn't. All people heard was that they heard the what's that thing people say? The clickbait word was baby mother. No one heard after that. So this is why I tend to get in trouble because no one heard after I say some stuff.
What you say is how you say it, papa.
I mean, one time that I was at work, I told a girl that she had an R&B body.
She had the what?
What?
She got an R&B body.
Fuck is that?
In the videos when all the girls been having those bodies, like they looking mad good. Like when
did you get called to HR? Sir?
Wait, R&B? Wait, you mean like rhythm and blues?
Yeah, like he's talking about like an R&B vixen basically.
Oh, but I mean R&B vixens aren't real. Like a hip hop vixen, yeah.
So you said she had an R&B body. What happened after that?
I avoided it because, like I said, I'm sorry about that, queen, and I butter her up though, so she forgave me.
You what?
Butter her up, I call her queen.
So you almost got in trouble with HR.
No.
So you almost got me too.
Wait, so you think calling someone queen is like buttering them up?
Here's the thing though.
Because that happened to me the other night, and I was just like,
yo, we never get sponsored, son.
Here's the thing though. It's just like this way. I'll explain to you. Is the fact that she knew that how to she knows me, so she knew that how that. I wasn't being offensive. I was complimenting her. Like every single day I come in here, I make sure I compliment her dress. I say that her outfit. Like
you can't do that anymore, son.
See, I don't care.
Stop doing that.
I still do that. Like if, for example, like how one of my coworkers.
Because I try to have a job after this, son.
I'm just saying,
this podcast ain't paying you, son. You can't do that. Listen to me. You cannot do that.
Listen, if I were to give a compliment to my older friend,
no!
Say, how you doing today, queen? You look so nice. This is
what's going. Oh, what happened?
See how you get.
This is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen if you keep doing this shit.
Big Papa Pump.
No, stop. This is what's gonna happen. Stop doing that. You end up in jail. You are big and black.
Oh, and I ain't got bail money.
That got to visit me though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I come to visit you.
Yeah, I used to.
All right, let's move on to the next subject.
All right. So,
niggas trying to meet you.
because I was just very confused on like, why do you think that's the only way to butter up someone? But it was weird.
Yeah, it's the only bit of this. They said that I'm apologize. You look so nice. This, that, and third. I kept her like, I feel like the color green, especially forest green, really complements the black skin. I said, queen, you look so good with your coloring.
And you probably whispered that. You whispered that in her ear?
Yeah, the way he just.
Yeah, you whispered that in her ear?
I kind of like my lips too high for that too.
So not only did you do that, but you LL Cool J'd her.
You are not gonna have a job. You keep doing that.
And called her a
Stop pulling Morgan Freeman.
No. That was mad stupid. Like she dragged it. Talking about how that he was talking about me. No, he was talking about the story what he said. I would have been there for saying that.
Nah, son, stop.
So now you Morgan Freeman's advocate?
Come on, you really think that how that he was?
He nasty, big nasty. I wouldn't put it past him.
He slept with his granddaughter.
Yeah. by marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the dreams just gone away.
I'm gonna hire to narrate my life one day, to follow me around.
What?
To narrate my life,
You better get James Earl Jones. You better get fucking Mufasa.
I might get Joe Buttons to do it. Joe Buttons got a good voice.
Yo, Wilkes.
All right, Joey.
Yo, Wilkes is about to do this. Educate the kids.
All right, so we're gonna move right along to the question of the week. So we always, as we always do, promote Black excellence, but as everyone knows, in in the African diaspora, there are us Afro-Latinos such as myself. So the question of this week.
I tasted Afro-Latino.
That is,
AKA.
why does everything go left?
Because we're nasty.
Anyway, question of the week. What the Latin talent in WWE are lacking? So think about it. So Rey Mysterio was interviewed by Harry Ruiz from Telemundo recently, and he gave his own opinion on what is lacking in the Latino talent community pool. So he believes that the company should get someone as a veteran such as himself and build a stable, kind of something like how the Latin World Order was in WCW, or how Conan is in TNA with LAX. Which is really, really dope. So, my question to you guys this week. Would you like to see a revival of the Latino World Order or a remix of TNA's LAX and WWE? And then the follow-up question would be, if Rey Mysterio was to come back, who would be the 3 people in his stable? So y'all can flip a coin on first. And those that are watching on the live feed too, you can answer as well. If you can create a Latin stable with Rey Mysterio, okay. You create a Latin stable right now with Rey Mysterio being kind of that head guy. Remember like in Evolution where kind of Rick was kind of the head, but Triple H was kind of the head, but then they had these 2 up and coming people that they groomed and helped build to be 2 of the top superstars. I'm sad I'm saying that about Batista, but 2 of the top superstars in the company at that time. So if you're watching a live feed, give some feedback as well as Leo skirts out. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I have to say the one thing they're missing is the one thing I noticed that different, like they just don't let them, like they always have to emphasize they're Latino. They just don't let them just be wrestlers. They always have to emphasize that. Oh, he's Latino background. I get that, I understand that, but
then the same argument could be about Nation of Domination.
no, I'm talking about in general. Like for example, you see Big E, the New Day. You don't. The guys always say that he's so proud to be black. He's so proud. He went to this side. They just let them be wrestlers. So
I mean, they don't really let them be wrestlers. They let them be kind of like
that's what I mean. Like they let them be down,
like a Bojangles kind of thing.
No, because they still are them, and they represent an audience that they could never really tap into recently, really hard. And it's like the gaming community, the other interests that wrestlers are into, other wrestling fans are into, such as gaming, anime, My Little Pony, stuff like that. So
what wrestlers into My Little Pony?
Oh, they're into My Little Pony. Like My Little Pony is a big thing. Like people actually cosplay and stuff like that. I'm not into it, but it's actually on Corey Graves have that. Like there's a big convention for My Little Pony. People actually dress us up, have fan art.
Really?
Yeah, yo, My Little Pony, son. It's big, very big.
Well, shout out to My Little Pony community.
Yeah, it's a big community.
Not a part of that.
The reason why I said I bring up the New Day because they came out with the Super Saiyan armor at WrestleMania. They, at one point, he played the Final Fantasy battle, the final battle victory scene. Only people who are into other than wrestling knows about that. That's a large community. They're able to tap into that.
Well, no, only those that are into the video gaming community.
No, but in general,
I was lost as fuck. So I was just like, to me, I thought it was Power Rangers. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Funny fact, Xavier Woods played a Power Ranger in like, I forgot what battle. I think it was like Screw Attack. It was the Megazord versus Voltron, and he was one of the Power Rangers. Fun fact. another thing about that, you see how the New Day, they black, they let them do whatever they want to do. They don't always have to remind people of their black heritage.
But that wasn't in the beginning.
Grant that. But now, look at that Latinos, you know, they always have to play into, they have the Latino.
Like who?
Like for example, look at Kalisto and wrestling in 205. They coming with like the little.
That's part of their culture.
Right, but
just like the lucha mask.
I understand that, but I'm saying that to allow them to also explore beyond their Latin culture.
But I mean, there's a lot that entails in the Latin culture.
Right, I understand it, but a lot of them also is like not everybody connect to the Latin, with the whole Latino culture. So like. We understand that, but also exploit the character. We're like, dang, like on Ride Along, them the whole Latino, like have all of them the little tag team, let's say what they have in 205. 205, they driving, let me like, dang, they're into mad stuff. Wow, so I didn't know that. This, that, and third. I just want them to explore the characters a lot more.
So
and not limit them to
what I think
talk about the Latino
you're
culture.
going with is, I mean, talking about the Latino culture is important, and especially in wrestling. And I think where you're going, I think you want them to be more on the personable side, because all the things you spoke about are more or less things outside of the ring. Has nothing so much to do with the characters inside of the ring. Like anything that for Xavier was up, down, down, that's outside of the ring.
Exactly.
You talking about like Ride Along, that's really outside of the ring. So you're saying you just want to know more about them on a personal level.
You know why everybody loved Rey Mysterio? Because we personally saw his personal journey.
Like
the personal journey, you know, like they have a lot of documentaries about him. It's a whole lot. It's like, dang, Rey Mysterio, well, we know so much about him. We know that how he had his match with WCW, why it was so important to him, this, that, and third. You are able to expand beyond the match, but you understand the person. And I think there's a lot of disconnect with that. And they always try to play on the fact that, for example, like, okay, we have the Street Profits, but yet we have other black wrestlers that doesn't, you know, exploit the black culture like that. Every Latino group, like for example, Mex-Americans, whatever, like the Mex-Americans, no, not the Mex-Americans, like the Western group, the Mexicos, they came to the ring and they rode on lawnmowers. Come on, like, we need to expand upon that. I don't want to see my Latinos are just always about I get the culture, but expand upon that. Not every Latino wrestler want to just be under the mask. Sometimes they just want to do other stuff.
So, I get what you're saying, and I actually agree with you, but I don't think it should be just outside the ring, but it has to be inside the ring.
Facts.
So the characters that a lot of them choose to be is either a thief, you either riding lawnmowers, or you have a mask. Or now you're No Way Jose, you're dancing.
But I fucking love him though.
I don't fucking understand.
No.
Man, he's not.
I felt that if No Way Jose came out before Adam Cole.
No. Even in Adam Cole, I hated Adam Cole shit. I'll keep it a buck.
Definitely, it's Adam Rose.
Adam Cole. I'm sorry, Adam Rose shit. I hated his shit too.
Oh no, but I hated his shit.
I hated his shit too.
But the thing,
because nigga got flavor now.
No.
So they put flavor.
They put sazon on it, and it's a problem.
No, because
but it's not.
It was unseasoned chicken before. Now it's sazon.
Oh, it was.
With some fucking hot sauce on this shit. Now that shit fly, right?
That shit is fly.
That shit is fly. No, that's the same chicken. That shit is still chicken.
My thing is with No Way Jose is more the in-ring for him. It's not so like the characters. I feel like it. You know, like the character fits him. Unfortunately, it does.
I suppose he cut his hair.
But his in-ring, oh no.
Supposedly
but his in-ring is really dope. So it's not.
His in-ring is dope, but that's what I'm saying though. Why do you? Okay, if you're black, if you're Latino, you only have certain things. The reason why I like Cien Alma is because he's like a regular wrestler. He has a personality. He's coming out with a blazer on. His shirt is opened up with a bad chick on the side, like a wrestler.
I mean, to be fair, Alberto Del Rio did it first.
Yeah, I was about to get that. I don't like the nigga, but I'll say it.
I don't either.
I don't like him, but I was about to say it. And that's why he worked.
He was an arrogant one percenter.
Yeah, but the thing
was different.
Yeah, but
it's very similar.
Yeah, it's very similar. Hold on.
For a Latino wrestler, it was different.
Hold on. It's very similar. It's very similar. But it's JBL. But the thing about it, they're doing something else. And I understand what you're saying. Because it goes with black wrestlers. You're either playing a crook, you're playing a thug, you're playing something that's not new. Now, the reason why people make fun of New Day All the time. They go, New Day is a bunch of coons, blah, 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 blah. They're really not. And I'm gonna tell you why they're not coons. Because there are a lot of black people who like the same stuff that they like. Like, I knew that was the Final Fantasy final battle thing he was doing. I knew they came out in Super Saiyan clothing. It's the nerd shit that they're doing. That's why they're so over. Because, like I always talk about, 60% of the wrestling fans are nerds. Point blank. And they tapped into that nerd crowd and they got way over.
Example.
Because, hold on, I'm not done. Because they're not being thugs and they're not being like a dominant black group. I get it, that shit works. But the thing about it, we're in a different era. And you gotta use people's characters. Go back to the scripting that we were talking about. The scripting's getting old. You gotta do new shit with people. Okay, hold on. The thug stuff does work with the Usos.
Exactly.
But how are they doing? They're doing it in a more classier way.
They took a chance on that.
They took a chance, but they're doing it more classier. With not a typical "I'm gonna steal you and rob you." They're doing it classy. You gotta let people move, work, and do more shit. So now we're talking about Latinos. We got Latino here. Pause the camera. All right, like I said, we have a Latin wrestler to help with the subject that we're talking about. EC Negro's in the building, King of New York.
El Rey all day.
So
I can't.
I'm still not used to that.
Yeah,
So,
like it's gonna take me a few episodes.
Rey Mysterio, what we were talking about when you walked in, was basically saying there's no real Latin presence in WWE. And that he should come back and like help bring that Latin presence back, like maybe do like a evolution type of, but a Latino type of situation.
Right.
So
I read about that today.
What do you think about that? What do you think about Latin wrestling in general? What do you think about the Latin feel in WWE in general? So we'll talk.
I feel like at the end of the day, the Latin presence is very prominent on the independent scene and in other companies such as Lucha Underground, Impact Wrestling. Not really in Ring of Honor or WWE, but there's a reason why the Latin presence isn't there. There aren't a lot of good Latin talkers there. Like you were talking about Cien Almas, and he's one of the greatest wrestlers that I've ever seen. Right?
Talk.
Footwork crazy, everything crazy, but they brought in a manager for him for a reason. He's a man that his first language is Spanish, and you need for someone to be able to relate to the average wrestling fan, which is predominantly white in a lot of situations. So with the characters that they had in the past, the Colognes, and different, you were talking about LWO before and the lawnmowers and the whole situation. A lot of those guys' first language is Spanish. And they don't translate properly into speaking into the average folk. I think that's changing though now. My guys, LAX, Homicide.
He's a huge mark now. I take him to one show and now he's like in love.
They're changing the culture. And guys like myself in New York, we're changing the culture a lot with what we're doing. And you hear the way that I speak, you could tell right away I connect with people at a very high level with what I do, and I think that that's the type of wrestling that needs to come back. I also heard you speak about scripts, right? Yeah. They need to stray away from that. They need to let people be themselves. In the 70s and 80s, the wrestlers were so over because they were themselves. They weren't told by a writer, listen, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to say. For myself, I feel like I'm able to connect with a big audience just due to the fact that I am myself 24/7. I don't sit at home thinking about, this is the promo that I'm gonna fucking cut today. When the camera comes on, I say what I say, I speak from the heart, and my job is to be the best heel that I could possibly be. And that's what we need more of, not only in the Latin community, but just in general. Wrestling is very scripted, and they need to go back to letting people be themselves, and then you'll notice the average person getting over a lot more when they are themselves.
Okay, so question to all gentlemen at the table. If you can create your own Latino stable in WWE, who would your 4 guys be?
Myself? That will happen.
That's a cheap plug if I don't know one.
Come on, man. I know what I'm gunning for. Like a few months ago, I was at NXT. I know what my goals are. My goal is to be an NXT or in the WWE. And I am a great talker. It's probably my best attribute, or one of my best attributes.
What feedback did they give you?
Positive feedback. I mean, at the end of the day, I went there at a bad time just due to the fact that they were filming for NXT TakeOver. So it wasn't really the right time for a lot of extras to be used on television. But I met a lot of people, I networked very well, and I'm doing the things that I have to do to make sure that that's part of my future. And LAX, I would have LAX and WWE.
Love that. But Vince had a little beef with Conan, so...
I'm not going to get into all that. That's none of my concern.
It's very political, so we're going to leave that out.
Business is business, and you never. One of the most common sayings in wrestling is "never say never." So you never know. But Homicide, he deserves to be in the WWE for all these. Yeah, 1,000,000%. He deserves to be there, and not only that, he deserved to be there many years ago. And I think that Angel and Mike are the best tag team in the world, and that's not because they're my friends. That's because every show that they go to, every company that they go to, they work as hard as humanly possible. Amazing Red deserves to be in WWE as well. There's a lot of Latinos that I can name, but them, I would say.
Okay.
All right, so this is how we doing this. All right, we're getting 5. I'm a solid 5.
Okay, I mean a stable,
Hold on, we're getting a solid 5 stable.
Give me whatever number.
So, Cien Amos is gonna be in the stable with my boo. You all know who my boo is.
So that's 2.
No, hold on. She don't count. She don't count. It's a combination. It's a combination. You take one, you get the other.
You have to get the other.
You have to get the other. Now we got Ray in the middle. LAX is in this.
Okay.
Now we need a female. We're gonna go for Sonya Strong. Listen.
She's Alicia Yosa.
So she got a good online presence.
I'm gonna say.
She has a good online presence, and she already got a strong following. Now what we're gonna do though, we're gonna hide her and get her in ring skill a little bit better. Cause I fucks with her. I love her ring presence.
If we were looking for a Latino woman, to me it would be Mercedes Martinez. She's the best women's wrestler. That's of Puerto Rican descent in the world. I love that woman with everything that I have. Sonya Strong is still very new in the business.
But that's the reason why. We're gonna put through the machine real quick.
Sure, but you need for them to produce at a high level when they're there. So that's why you want
valet. She's gonna valet.
Oh,
LAX.
so now
she's gonna valet LAX. So and then we're gonna have her in the backstage because we got that BX connection and we got the LAX. You know what I mean? So we working right. Coast. You cut me a check. Cut me a check. Because we coast to coast, we working.
Why is this
and this is what's gonna happen. We keep on the roster 6 months, right? We got her training, get her up, cutting promos. And you know what? She turns on the group. She turns on the group. And that's it. That's the promo. That's what we doing. Talk to him, Mr. Black.
But then wait, what if she drowns after 6 months?
She's not gonna drown after 6 months.
Why are you so negative?
I'm not. I'm being realistic. Relax.
Because we giving her the great treatment at backstage, B.
I gotta play devil's advocate.
No. You're just playing asshole.
I'm not cool.
You're just playing asshole.
I'm not an asshole.
Let's keep it a buck. You ain't playing devil's advocate. You playing asshole.
No, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Where's my paper at? You got other paper?
That's what you get, asshole. How about that, Mr. Black? You're stable.
I mean, I can't go against anything that they're saying. Like, y'all saying great stuff. I mean, I would say, dang, I can't even say nothing. I say one guy should definitely add. I don't know if he's still wrestling. He's gonna be TNA. He's a tag with the Blueprint, Matt Morgan, Hernandez.
Hernandez. He used to be in LAX.
Yeah, like he still wrestles, right?
But if I was WWE, I would probably sign Pentagon and Phoenix like as soon as humanly possible. So I'll take 2 of yours out. Because those guys are over in a different way right now. Amongst the boys.
What'd you say?
As well. Pentagon and Phoenix.
They're on the list. I remember reading before I forgot his name. Dusty Rhodes passed away. Triple H team went to Dusty Rhodes' team, was like, yo, who do you want in NXT? So when NXT was first coming up.
Yeah.
And those 2 names were on the list of guys that they want. They're
amazing, man. They're amazing talents, and they're also of Latino descent. So,
but the biggest thing you mentioned,
What's the match that, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it was Pentagon Jr., I think season 2 of Lucha Underground versus him and I had his birthday today. Vampiro. Yes, that was Pentagon Jr. in that street fight, right?
Right. Yeah.
That was a street fight, right? That match. Yeah, I need to definitely check out that match. That match, I realized he's gonna be a star.
No, Boys is talented. And he mentioned something that I didn't say, and it's a good point. It's the English.
Yeah.
The top guy.
Yo, right when he said CN, I was like, I know for a fact that man can speak no English.
And that's the biggest.
I know that.
That's the biggest thing that's holding a lot of them back, because the talent is ridiculous.
It's next level, but at the end of the day, you have to sell tickets, and you have to sell tickets with your mouth. So you notice that a lot of the most popular wrestlers might not be the most skilled wrestlers within the ring, but the way that they connect to the audience is next level. That's everywhere that you go. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably the most important aspect that any wrestler needs to possess. You have to be able to connect with fans at a high level and relatively quick.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You're a wrestler, and they came up to you with this stable, right? You were in charge of the stable, and none of them speak English, right? For argument's sake. How would you get them over on television?
Well, they're going to get over with their wrestling ability, and you're going to get someone in like a Conan, who is a great mouthpiece, who could talk and connect with people, like I said before, like at a very high level. Mike and Angel aren't the best talkers, but they have Conan, and that's what Conan does to them. And everybody within, like on any team, you have different positions of players that cover that position and do it the best that they, better than anybody else, and that's why they're in that position. You just have to structure it so that everybody contributes in a different way.
Okay. I think that's a pretty good idea. It's like, get a mouthpiece, a very important mouthpiece, the one that can relate to the Latino audience and also to the American audience.
That's what was done in the 80s and the 70s. One of the things in wrestling that has disappeared are managers.
I'm about to say that.
They're not extinct, but they're not as relevant as they were back then, and a lot of those guys didn't have the ability to talk, but they had a look to them, or they had wrestling ability. So they would put these managers with them that were great, amazing talkers.
Paul Heyman, the Judges Alliance.
Oh, Bobby Heenan, Captain
Lou Albano, Classy Freddie Blassie. I could go on with the man, Gary Hart.
J.J. Dillon, but he didn't really talk. But
But all the horsemen were able to talk. So that was a different type of group. But you want to be able to have all the bases covered, no matter what.
Yeah, and this is why it gets me so kind of frustrated when I see Latino wrestlers. They always stick to a formula. They don't expand beyond that formula.
Well, that's up to them too. Like at the end of the day, when you're given a role in a movie, if you're not good at your role, you're not going to have the job for too long. You have to be able to take advantage of whatever situation that you're in. For example, if I was hired by WWE and they told me to be a janitor, I would have to be the best
janitor.
The best. And earn and show them, you gave me this little opportunity. I was able to take it and make it much more, and that's how they build trust.
I just don't like those types of roles, though.
Well, because we're in a different world right now, but wrestling was created through stereotypes.
And I get that.
And it's okay though. It's okay for it to be.
It's fine to an extent. Like, all right, cool. You've been around for 20 plus years now. Mm-hmm. You've done the thieves. You've done this. You've done that. Now it's time to do something different. The reason why I think John Cena worked, he was a white rapper. It's like, what?
Well, he was very talented at what he was.
He was extremely talented, but that worked even more. Him being that white rapper heel, it worked even more. Like, it does get over the Crime Time. What got over? You know what I mean?
Great guys, by the way. Good guys.
Yeah, JTG is amazing. He answers DMs.
What's up, JTG?
He answers DMs. Yeah. It might not answer DMs with over 100,000 followers.
I wrestled him not too long ago in the Bronx. So
now his book is good. His book is good. I watched that match actually. Not bad.
That was a good match.
Pretty good match. I watched the match. But like I said before, it's let's do more now. And you said
Up to the wrestler too, though. Like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm gonna figure out ways to make my character stand out and be different and be unique. When I started this King of New York thing, it was like my character had a castle, like I fucking rode on a horse, you know, like, and I had to go through. But that's not what I wanted to be. I wanted to be what I am now, Nino Brown-esque, New Jack City. You know what I'm saying? Real New York swag all the way.
Leave me hanging like that.
I'm not doing. I'm never gonna leave you hanging. But I had to go through the peaks and valleys of my character and figure out what worked, what didn't work. I had to change the swag. I had to change the way that I dressed. I had to change the way that I spoke. I had to figure it out so that I became an original and I wasn't just the average, you know, Jerry the King Lawler, Harley Race type king.
King Booker.
I never wanted to be that. I wanted to be, you know, a drug lord, or I wanted to be someone in New York that was the King of New York. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie King of New York, but
no.
A phenomenal movie, bro. You need to check that out. Movie is straight fire.
I'm gonna watch it. Okay, I think overall, what I keep hearing is like it's a language barrier, and me and my brothers are Haitian. All of us came from immigrant parents, and back in the day, our parents just like keep your head down and work. So I guess that the reason why they just accept their roles and don't expand upon that, 'cause a lot of them don't speak English. They're making a lot of money. So all that money,
they're supporting their family.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, they're, you know, am I gonna lose this 6 to 7 figure job a year? And I'll just portray this character.
And I don't speak English, and my family is like kings in Mexico.
Super Crazy
DR.
made a lot of money in WWE, and he still doesn't speak good English. I mean, he speaks English well enough for you to get by and have a conversation with him.
But then you gotta ask these guys. It's like, you can make more.
Sure.
You gotta talk to them. I think it's that they just accept that. And I don't think nobody's in their ear like, yo.
Well, this connects with social media now, and why social media is so important. It gives you the opportunity when you're not in the machine like WWE, even though you work for them, it's up to you to connect with your fans and build your fan base with social media, right?
Yeah, so look at Sin Cara that did the whole sneaker deal. And no one knew about that, but it was a big deal, like WrestleMania weekend. It was like, my man has a sneaker out? Like, what do you mean? So I think it is important.
It's branding. It comes down to branding, but I really think that Latino American is even bigger. Like, you know,
it's humongous.
If I can connect to just the Latin speaking market, but the Latin English speaking market, that's a whole different ballgame. No, I just feel like a lot of guys aren't fully aware of that. Like, people aren't.
They are now because every wrestler, like the King of New York, is a brand.
Yeah.
Right? That's the mentality that I have when every morning I get up and make sure that people see who I am.
Yeah.
And they don't forget. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. I have to post something to let them know, yo, I'm here, yo.
Okay.
Don't forget who I am. That's why social media is so important. And now they're being taught about branding. This is why on every time they come out and wrestle, you see the Twitter handle on the bottom. You see, you know, the Instagram handles and all this different stuff. Because you are a brand, and you have to take advantage. Like, okay, Zack Ryder is a perfect example of someone who took the brass ring and ran with it. He took advantage of social media when a lot of other wrestlers weren't. Hence why he got so over with the fans at a time that the company wasn't really pushing him the way that the fans wanted him.
They're still not pushing him. Anyways.
Yeah, sure. But
they like Zack Ryder a lot. Don't even worry about
Great
it.
guy.
So Zack Ryder's my man.
I know, he's your man.
Fuck with Zack Ryder.
I know.
So we go to the next question.
Yeah, so.
You want to stick around?
I'm here, bro.
All right, awesome. So we have the rumor of this week. So WWE may potentially be making a huge network announcement in the United Kingdom. Triple H had a recent interview, and they're going to be in the UK doing the UK tournament June 18th and 19th in the UK. And there are some rumbles of some certain things. So, of like 3 huge announcements happening. So my question to you guys, do you think it could be the WWE adding other promotions to the network that are UK based, such as Insane Championship Wrestling or Progress? Are they going to add a weekly show to the UK? Because remember, there is a UK champion. Like, I feel like we forget Pete Dunne is right. So Brock Lesnar's
such a
here
beast.
in terms of consecutive days. Pete Dunne is right below him, and no one has said anything about it.
He's on
He
NXT.
actually wrestles and he does.
But see, the thing is like, it's not in terms of because he wrestles, but like, how many times does he actually defend the title? How many times is he actually on TV, and not on a progress show defending his title? You know, those are the things. Like, if you have to compare from a casual fan to a hardcore fan, as a hardcore fan, you're gonna know where he's at. As a casual fan, you're gonna be like, why is he not on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT?
No, he's on NXT.
Here and there, it's not like.
NXT consistently lately. Because they.
Because he was in that match when Roderick Strong turned. So yeah, he was on NXT a lot like recently, but before, like, he's been champion over a year.
But then they started getting him into the thing, and then I think he was on last week. I remember watching it.
2 weeks ago, he was a tag team.
Yeah, he was a tag team, but I get what you're saying though. It's not a consistent use.
Right. So they're thinking about. Do you think they could be adding a weekly show from the UK?
They're figuring it out now, and I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Go ahead.
But the whole concept for the WWE is to have a championship on every continent. That's the goal. That's the long-term goal. You see, like when I was down at NXT, I could speak from experience because I literally was in Full Sail. There's about 100 different wrestlers just sitting on the sidelines not getting used. I'm talking about wrestlers from India, I'm talking about wrestlers from Japan, wrestlers from England, and all these different countries of guys that are in the performance center training and hopefully getting ready and molded to go on TV and go to the next level, right? So the WWE is clearly seeing how global wrestling is. You could do the Jinder Mahal situation is a perfect example of, you know, taking advantage of the Indian market and marketing and branding this guy as a world champion. And he's a great wrestler as well, very underrated. But the whole concept is to, at one point, probably within the next few years, you'll see a championship everywhere.
Now, does not water down the brand. As big as they are, you're speaking about going to different things, going to different like parts
You
of
can
the
never water down the biggest brand in the world. Like, people love, like, wrestling is in the boom right now.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about the wrestling boom.
Like I said.
But we're like in the beginning stages. Like, people don't realize how big wrestling is going to be in the next few years. Speaking about the whole thing they did with Fox recently, that $1 billion deal, and everything that's going on.
I know the details with that one.
I mean, wrestling is only going to get bigger and bigger. But it's when it's big on top.
Say that again. How much on that?
$1 bill. But you're gonna see that not only is it, when it's big on top, it also means that it's big on the bottom. All these, the smaller companies, it's trickling down to everybody. Now, a lot of guys on the independent scene don't need to go to WWE. You could make $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 a year on the independents because of what the WWE is doing. There's eyes on it everywhere right now.
And I keep shitting on WWE. I keep shitting on the E.
The prime example.
They call me a WWE mark.
That's okay.
So
I mean, that we all were at some point. That's
Exactly.
the reason why.
I don't understand that. Why would you just the wrestling?
That term mark is such a bad
WWE.
Well, actually,
ECW. We know your story.
Like,
You were up one late one night. It came on TV.
They saw some
I'm just saying.
The same story as me.
See?
You know what I'm saying? MSG Network.
Yo, it was at 2 a.m. I had the TV mute because I wasn't supposed to be up, but I said, fuck it. I was watching Taz on fucking TV and I got excited. And then I watched WCW. Then I got to the E. Like, I went backwards. So
I ain't gonna lie, we left WWE for a little bit and converted to WCW.
Oh, so y'all bandwagon?
We bandwagon heavy.
I was my two older brothers were heavy WWF fans, and my dad was too. I was in the Garden at like when I was 1 year old, literally going with them to wrestling, and in the early '80s, my brother had tons and tons of VHS tapes just filled with wrestling from all the way in the late 70s to the early 80s. So that
Sure, all of them was wrestling, none of them was pornos?
I'm sure they were too. I mean, come on.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was left field, but I'm sure that they were.
We have a guest. Can you not go left?
I warned them.
No,
Actually, you did. But actually, he did. Like, I
it's all good, man. But I went to WCW too. Once I discovered TBS and Pro Wrestling Illustrated, the PWI 500 and stuff like that, I became hooked, and I was researching it.
What's funny, WCW got me with the big names moving from WWF.
I was WCW before even that part.
I remember I got him on it, but I was changing the channel. I was like, yo, Hogan is back.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, it's Razor Ramon and Diesel.
Who are not those names.
Who are not those
people.
I was like, well, why his name is Scott Hall? And then I converted because of that shit. They got me on that. They knew what the fuck they were doing.
I mean, it was a good time in wrestling.
It was a good time in wrestling.
The best time probably in the history of wrestling. Just for wrestlers, that's when the guaranteed contracts came into play. That's when you were able to really make a living for a very long period of time. They changed the game for everybody that's involved today. They made it so much easier for everybody that's involved.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like WWE gets so much slack, but I don't know.
There's just growing pains and just in the wrestling business where you just have to understand then and now.
So let's go all the way back. I just feel like what's going to be the network, they need a UK-based program every week because you have all these UK wrestlers.
They signed a bunch of
them. So you might as well.
So what day are you putting this on the network?
Huh?
What day is this coming on TV?
You put it on any time.
Thursday?
Yeah, it don't even matter.
Yeah, on Wednesday. On Wednesday, like
after NXT.
Yeah, after NXT. And think about it, it's on demand. You can watch it anytime you want.
I'm just playing devil's advocate, guys. Don't kill me.
Because Black Wrestling Alliance, shout outs to them. There's a strong
across the pond
in London, they have a strong wrestling community over there.
Yeah, 1,000,000%, man. It's huge over there.
So if they bring WWE over heavy, because they signed a ton of talent about a month ago of UK talent, so they got to be doing something big.
Yeah, and on top of that,
it's just great wrestling too,
right?
And you just have to fill out the system. NXT is the way I would describe it is like the AAA of baseball, where you have all these different talents. They have skills, but now we have to complete them and groom them to get ready to go to the next level. And if a guy gets hurt, they got someone else to pick. Yeah. And when 10 people go up to TV, they got 10 more right off the rip to put into the system, and that's the way it's gonna go.
And besides that, another thing I always say this once again. The fact that let's say I have UK-based television, right? Boom. The UK-based television show gets some exposure. Boom. More of their wrestlers may be on the screen also. Potential WWE signees. But again, everybody's going to eat. They make a little pocket change because they're projecting their stuff. They're able to sell their merch a little bit more, push their merch out further. So it's a great thing for everybody. Whatever the announcement is, it could be on indie shows from UK. It's great because everybody's going to eat good. That's it.
It's just better for it's such a great time to be a wrestling fan right now, man.
Yeah, I'm about to be a wrestler, dude.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Rich Homie Swan said you could do it.
It's Rich Swan.
It's definitely not Rich Homie Swan.
Which one sounds cooler?
Rich Swan, his name.
Rich Homie Swan sounds cooler.
No, it doesn't.
Well, that's my homie, Rich Swan.
Did he?
Rich Swan.
Yeah, that's my dude right there.
No, he actually did think I was a wrestler.
Oh,
he did?
Yeah, he's
one of the greatest dudes you'll ever meet.
You're not a
in
wrestler?
life, bro.
Son, what's wrong with?
I was like, nah.
Like it's nothing.
I was like, nah, I'm not a wrestler. He's like, you serious? You're not a wrestler?
Yeah, he was surprised.
So he was tight at you for you not being a wrestler.
Yeah. I mean, he told us that Finn is not that tall. Finn is his height. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, Finn's not that tall.
I didn't know, but they said that AJ's not much taller. Probably AJ's probably our height.
5'9".
Yeah, AJ's not tall either.
He's the best in the world.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're at a point in wrestling where height and weight doesn't really even
about
matter
skills
anymore.
and how good you look beating the bigger guys.
But connecting with the audience.
See, because there's certain wrestlers there is that disconnect, and it doesn't matter if you can't speak English, you can't dress.
There's a lot of wrestlers that speak English that there's a disconnect.
I'm sorry.
Like who?
Nah, I'm not in shit on nobody, but at the end of the day, there's.
He trying to get that WWE check so I can say it. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
AKA Wuha Nation, there's a big disconnect in WWE. I cannot relate to him.
He can't talk on the mic. He's garbage on the mic.
Wuha Nation, I was rooting for the industry.
Yeah, but he can't talk on the mic.
He's one of those guys that's so talented in the ring. But unfortunately, there's so many guys. It's hard for someone like that to get, the attention he deserves. But when he was on the Independents a few years back,
huge following,
tearing it up. I mean, for him to see how quickly someone like him and Leo Rush moved up from the independent scene all the way there is very impressive.
Dusty Rhodes people said Apollo Crews has the look of a champion. But the motherfucker can't speak on the mic.
Well,
And you know who's gonna be the new champion? My black champion, Biggie. That's what's gonna happen. I cannot wait.
All right.
I cannot wait.
So we're gonna go into our second segment, which
You watch
everyone
Raw?
knows is the. Damn, how are you?
You gotta study
Dumb.
everything, no matter what.
Well, you'd be surprised. We do like have sometimes people come on and we talk to other independent wrestlers and they don't watch the product. They
Well, then they're not investing in themselves, and they're not. Like I
Haters gonna
said,
hate. Haters gonna hate because they ease making moves, and you gonna hate.
oh Lord, why you gotta have bars today? Bars. Anyway, so we're gonna go to our second segment, which is the WWE recap for this week. So we're gonna talk about Raw. So since you are our guest, we do 2 ups, 2 downs, like up, down, down, like like the YouTube channel that Xavier Woods has. So boys, give me some feedback. Well, with some ups or with some downs, just real quick.
He's like, go ahead. Sorry.
Let the King of New York speak. Hate you.
Just for me, I view wrestling very differently.
Of course.
You want to hear that song?
So, to me, there's 3 eyes in wrestling, right? There's the worker eye, there's the smart mark eye, and then there's the average fan's eye. The average fan gets to.
Hold on.
I'm getting older. So, to the average fan, they just enjoy wrestling, they enjoy the product. They're not there critiquing the product. The smart mark fan is the one that, no offense to nobody else.
Not taken.
But no, don't take offense to it because it's nothing wrong with it. But to the smart mark fan, they see things very differently. They're the ones that are critiquing, which is fantastic. It stirs wrestling discussion. It also gets you guys more heavily involved. But then there's somebody like me who watches wrestling in a very different way. I'm watching wrestling for footwork. Where the guy's placed in the ring. Is he in the right place? Is he facing the camera so that the fans understand what's happening and stuff like that? His selling, is he selling to places properly to transition into the next moves? I'm watching the psychology in the match. Can I put this match on mute and understand everything that's happening in this match without Michael Cole or Brian Saxton or whatever, telling the story for what's happening. So when I watch wrestling, it's completely different level. Come to a Negro class. I'll sit you down and I'll show you the way real quick. But I watch it for the quality of matches. I watch it for the hard work. I'm not there to critique wrestlers, characters, or anything like that. What I'm there is to improve myself, to see what that product wants, so that it translates in my matches and gets me eyes on me to get there.
Get your bag, bro. Get your bag, bro. I saw how you was talking, B.
Come on, dog.
But you was talking
about these this motherfucker right here was talking about these Latin wrestlers, right? That don't know how to talk, don't know how to do nothing, and then there's one up in here, and he's telling me to get the bag. Well, guess what? I got 2 of them in the car.
There you go.
Get your bag.
Yeah, all day.
So, bro, what's your 2 ups and 2 downs, man? Talk to us.
The Bobby Roode Kevin Owens match to me was a very good match because I'm very big on Bobby Roode. He's just an amazing wrestler. His footwork is top notch. He always has quality matches. I'm not the biggest fan of the gimmick per se, because to me it was a heel gimmick that should have remained there. And I feel like, and like I said, I'm not here to critique the product. This is just my opinion.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But there are a lot of wrestlers that their gimmick was working and they listen to the fans too much. To me, as a wrestler, I will never let a fan dictate what I do. I dictate what the fans get, right? That's my perspective and how I do things. So I'll give an example. A few years ago, Fandango was getting really over as a bad guy, right? As soon as the fans started singing the song, that's it. We gotta make him a baby face. Beginning of the end. You know what I'm saying? The push went down. Why? Because they listened to them instead of not listening to them and giving them what they want to give them.
Okay. So you say this.
Yes.
We're going to go a little off subject. Roman Reigns.
No, wait.
do it.
No.
Let's
It's
do
the
it.
next
Let's do
segment.
it.
No. It's the next segment. I promise. Because I was gonna ask him that same question because I was like,
Okay.
that was the guy I was gonna give him. So no, don't do it. Do not do it.
Go ahead.
Like for that, can we all be our own superstars?
Yes, but I was gonna give him that one.
You know what? She's the host.
Yeah, but this is my show. So at the end of the day, this is what I want.
She big mama.
So we're gonna go through Raw recap and SmackDown, but we're gonna.
But I like the matches. I like what they're doing with Drew McIntyre right now. I like. I'm a big fan of Elias because to me that's a classic gimmick that is getting over with the fans. And that guy even though the fans participate in everything that he does, he's a heel, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you said.
He still says, "Fuck you."
By the fans.
1,000,000%. Like I could only really speak about myself, but for me, people don't like me in real life because I play this character so well. And then they automatically think that that's who you are in real life.
Kayfabe, B.
No,
break it.
And no,
break it.
Well, listen to
Don't
me.
go on total divas.
My dude, we going into a really different realm right now because we want to start speaking about kayfabe. At the end of the day, we can go there. I'm a firm believer in it, and I'm a firm believer that it still exists. The problem is that a lot of people want to be liked. They want to be popular. I don't want to be popular. I want to be the most hated motherfucker on God's green earth. That's what I want for me and for my character. You know, people do a lot of kayfabe breaking, and it's not good for the business, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, we're the ones that should be dictating what you guys get, not you guys dictating what we give you.
Okay. All right. So it makes total sense. Promise.
So my 2-ups, I love Finn and Braun together. Like absolutely, I don't care what. I know if it's in a DQ, them two together need to go on a program. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love what they're doing. That the David versus Goliath type of matchup, and like the fact that they respect each other. This adds more sazon to the chicken.
Little layers.
I can't with y'all.
You know what I mean? Now, Nia Jax, I saw what she was trying to do. I saw what baby girl was trying to do.
Yeah, but it doesn't work that way.
I saw what she was trying to do, so she gets like the bar thumb when it's right here. Because I gotta show my baby girl some love. North Maff is really good, and I don't think people are gonna give them enough credit on this one. Jinder Mahal versus Seth Rollins. Like
Jinder is a beast now.
Like really good, and I think he's finally coming to his own. He's understanding the movements in the ring, what he's doing, how he's going about it, what he's telling the story, being a bad guy to the fullest. Like even though Rollins hit him with the chair, you still like, yo, fuck Jinder. Like you're the bad guy, and Seth just had to do that. You know what I mean? And I truly enjoyed that. Now, my down. Woken Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt versus The Ascension, I don't like it. It was a good match, but what are they doing within this tag team division in WWE? Okay. So it's like you got these great guys in this tag team division, but what are you doing? It's getting a little stale, and it's like, okay, we got to build something. We got to tell some stories going on. Okay. We got to do something. Our second down was Sami Zayn apology segment. I really want to like Bobby Lashley.
Why?
Because he's black. Yes. Strictly because he's black.
Let's call a spade. Like you see like a fellow Latino on screen, like I want him to win. So you kind of like got a little bias against us.
No.
Just a little bit.
No.
It's my people.
I feel you on that, man.
Just because he's black.
No.
Like
you guys can say that, but me and him are saying because
that's that same energy. Like I like Bobby then, I'm not gonna like him now.
No, so. I didn't really like him then, but I enjoyed him before. He never was really over.
No,
and people forget that. Like
he was Roman Reigns.
Bobby, yes, he was Roman Reigns for a very long time. He was forced down our throats, and we never really. Nobody really shut up. We never liked him, and then we never really liked the guy. But you kind of dealt with it. Now they bring him back and they try to do the same exact thing. And I'm older now. I'm still having a hard time. I'm older now and I'm smarter now when it comes to wrestling. I have friends who wrestle. I go to different things. I watch a lot of different things. So seeing him, you're like, God. Woo! You're good in the ring. Not good. You're solid in the ring, but your mic skills, Lord have mercy, you're not charismatic. You lack that it factor.
He is a piece of bread.
Yes, he's very dry.
Yeah.
It's like bread without water.
Like Ritz crackers.
Like it's really like, yo, they put you in jail and yeah, but you ain't getting no water though. You drink
like you gonna stuff 20 Ritz crackers in your mouth. That's Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, and then like he's a face, but he's not a face that you want to love. So that's why it's lacking. And then Sami Zayn's a beast promo wise. Like, and I say this every week, like, his mannerisms is amazing. And that's why
he's himself now.
Yeah, okay.
Which is, you see the charisma pouring out of him every time he steps out of the curtain. And you also see that he's having a very good time with what he's doing. It's like
he's having fun again.
It's like he's not being held back and being this just generic underdog character. He's working with his best friend. Well, listen, as El Generico,
he was on the list too.
Yeah.
He's one of the best. During the time where I was in the Ring of Honor locker rooms, and I met El Generico back in Jersey All Pro, like in the early 2000s, like when him and Kevin came from Canada for the first few times. They used him in Jersey All Pro. I knew right away. I was like, that guy is the fucking truth, bro. Like he's a great wrestler in the ring, but now to see him being himself,
and that's what's carrying this whole program or mini program they got. And
that's the heel's job.
Yeah, but I didn't know that there was both. They both got to do with each other.
The heel is the antagonist, right? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, if you have a rich cracker, or whatever,
20
you know what I'm saying?
20.
Your job as the heel is to make people forget that that's a rich cracker. Wait a minute, that's a saltine cracker right there. Or wait a minute, that there's some hummus put on that cracker. You know what I'm saying?
The gentrified one.
Yeah. But the whole point of what a heel is supposed to do, he's supposed to get the face over without him having to do anything.
But the thing about it, it's too dry. It's this saltine cracker is that saltine cracker you find at the bottom where there's too much salt on it because the rest of them just got down. So now when you eat it, you're like,
right.
And that's where he's at. And I want to, like I said before, I want to love him, but this program doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
So that's my up and those are my ups and that's my downs.
I say my ups is again. I like the Drew McIntyre and Chad Gable match. That was very solid. I'm moving for them. Another up for me was a Jinder Mahal match, and the fact that Elias came out of nowhere and hit him. And like it was just little stuff that Seth Rollins did. He fell off. He was selling the neck and all that. That was very entertaining.
You also forget before the match when he threw Elias' chair outside the ring. And then they had that little mini thing where it's like, okay, now you're telling us what's going on here.
It's a little stuff. And I'm sorry, I love Nia Jax, but she getting a big down because I'm explaining to you why. Because my thing is this way. I'm like how that. I'm not looking at it as like I know wrestling, but I'm looking at it from the street point of view. Yo, you was all up in my face, cheesing this, that, and they want to take pictures with me last week for NBC in front of all these white people, but yet in the ring, now you want to talk that junk now? Now you want to talk all that mess though, right? Nah, keep that same energy as last week.
She's a heel now. The WWE pulled the
but is she though, really?
You see?
Oh yeah, because before she got the title,
right? You could have showed a person like, yo, real talk. I'm gonna give you a title shot to prove the world I'm gonna embarrass you. But then all of a sudden, now she's all funny.
WWE doesn't keep kayfabe though. Like it's very clear that they go and work together and do these, side projects, whatever they're presenting or whatever they're representing for. But then when it goes to TV, it's very, very different.
I would have said this one. It would have got a little bit more press if it was a little bit more aggression behind it.
It would have got a lot more.
Think about it. You chilling there, this, that, third. Next thing you see some girls like, yo, hold my title. Room, just close line.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
You can't have a program that you went in and was against bullies And then now you are the booker.
And that was the problem.
Like that.
But imagine. Let's say that you at the event too, right? You know, with your little shorty, this out there, sipping on scissors. No, you don't just Cheeseburger, right? You just going on what's the drinks of the rich people now?
I don't know.
Rosé.
Rosé. You had the rosé bottle chilling there. Next thing you know, you don't know about this, but people outside in charge know about it. Next thing you know, you watch it. Oh, that's Nia Jax. Next thing you know, she said, "Hold my title." Run across, just mop her clean. You go, oh! You got that project. Get the title from you over. You are my next opponent.
But think about you.
Wouldn't that be more exciting?
But you don't have to do all of that. You don't have to do all of that. Just create tension within the place. You both understand that you guys are gonna be fighting each other later.
But why be all smiling on her face?
But don't do that. But that's the problem I have because I follow Nia on Instagram. This is why Instagram messed up a lot of wrestlers because she was after she did that the whole I'ma challenge you thing to taking pictures. I had a great time. Blah blah blah. In this e-press. Blah blah blah. And I was like, this is not gonna work.
We're in the reality TV era, right?
Let me ask you a question. You think that would work if they did?
Hear me out. We're in the reality TV era, right? With Love and Hip Hop and the Kardashians, and obviously people don't understand that violence and controversy is what sells right now, right? When you watch all the shows that are popular on TV now, Power, I could go on with the Walking Dead. They're all shows of violence. That's what sells to people. That's what the average person is going to connect to. The reason why Ronda Rousey is so great for what they're doing, not only is she a great in-ring performer, she already proved that at Mania, but she's going to bring in such a different audience. The average MMA fan hates pro wrestling. They're like, well, that shit is fake. This is real. Whatever the case may be when it comes to that. But I know for a fact that wrestling is very real. My body feels it on a consistent basis. But she's going to bring in a different type of audience. You want it to appeal to that audience. So if they know her as this badass MMA fighter, I feel that should transition into what she's doing as well. So do I agree with you 1,000%, man? For me, I think it would have got more press in a better way if it was done.
Or to keep keep her strong, kind of do the reverse and just kind of like make her more the aggressor.
You could break it up. You could have a pull apart or whatever.
Or even she come over like, no, I need this title. I need this title. Like come at Nia like, yo, I need this title because when Nia came at her, she's like, I don't think I deserve this. You know, this will be my second match. Like, no.
Keep that same. I'm ready.
Like it just came off so you came off soft.
And my second down again is I gotta get with the other segment too was the Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley. Not what Sami Zayn does. I applaud that Weston came in a little smiling and kind of shook him like, yeah, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna beat your behind that Money in the Bank. He should have did that last week. All that little joking around, put the army hat on his head. Come on, too jokey. Nah.
But if he did that last week, then what was he gonna do this week?
But again, it was just like he came in the ring and smiled. Yeah, guys, yeah. No, you supposed to be the walking Armageddon. You literally are walking and you're the Armageddon. Be intimidating. I was scared when you come to the ring.
But he's not. He's
just like the walking picnic. I'm not scared of you.
That can go very many ways. But all right, we're gonna move on to SmackDown. I'm not actually. I was not thinking that way. I'm not, and you're not talking about me like that in front of company. Thank you very much. So we're gonna move on to SmackDown, and I will start off with Sir Wilkins. What were your ups and downs for SmackDown this week?
My ups were. I ain't gonna lie. I actually enjoyed Mandy Rose versus Asuka. One Mandy Rose is delicioso. Is that even a real Spanish word?
Yeah, it definitely is, and I definitely agree with that.
Yeah,
it is?
So deep fire.
Yo, wait a minute. Delicioso is actually real Spanish word?
Yeah.
It really is?
Yeah.
Yo, I never knew that.
We've been saying since we were 12.
First of all,
we just made that up when we were 12.
If it was wrong, I would have corrected Sean from the beginning. That's why I never said anything.
So shout out to our random Spanish word. We made this up when we were 12. You said
no. Yeah, I didn't make it up. Yeah, I overheard it.
No, we made it up.
I didn't make it up.
No, we really did. I love what Shinsuke did before he got the tie. Before he went to the Ty Dillinger run. We had the different signs of ripping them up, and he finally got to 10. That little thing he did. I'm enjoying his barely speaking English ass going back to that first segment back in the day. But I'm enjoying him right now. Him as a heel, body language is fire. He's doing stuff. He's just making his face look.
Because that's what he's used to.
Yeah. I'm enjoying that. The match was okay. It was good. But what he did before that to get to the match was amazing. My down was the dance off. Let's talk about this. Just in January, you liked it?
Because it had Naomi and Lana dancing.
No, come on.
You gotta think about
Just
it.
in January, we had the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, right? We had the Women's Elimination Chamber. We had this whole Women's Revolution. And now today, the other day, we're gonna have a dance-off? You might as well go back to the days when we had panties and bras matches.
Yeah,
or pillow fights.
I don't.
And mud wrestling matches.
Don't think that's gonna go that route.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, what are y'all doing here? What is this? Okay. This was a good match, but I hate Big Cass.
Thank you.
I hate Big Cass. I think he's trash on the mic. I think he's barely can move in the ring. And I think that injury really got him because he's scared.
I can't even call him Baby
The way he's moving, he's moving like an
That was
athlete.
Baby Tess.
He is Baby Tess.
Test.
Give it for the test.
Lord.
Give it for the test. Oh. But anyway, so like he's scared. He's an athlete that's scared. And I think it's coming off that injury. He's scared to like do any type of sudden movement, and I'm not a fan. Now, Samoa Joe versus DB, I love the way he ended that, was kind of fire.
My man.
And I love, you talked about how Samoa antagonizing people. When he comes out, he's annoying you. And when you watching him, you get annoyed too. You're like, yo.
I was annoyed.
Like, yo, who you talking to like that? And the way he talks to people,
It's
like
great.
He talks down to somebody.
It's awesome.
Like I'm just like, yo, who you talking to like that? Like you want to reach the TV, like, yo.
That means he's doing his job.
Exactly.
And that's why he's so good. That's why he's so good. He's getting that DB, Daniel Bryan, but then Big Cass is there, I'm just like, yo. Then you trying to have a conversation?
Yes.
And then that third person keeps jumping in and trying to say something, and you just getting tight, like, yo, shut up. Like, shut up. That's who Big Cass, like a mosquito, like an oversized mosquito. Like, I'm getting tight this entire time.
That is a very big size mosquito.
Yes, and he's annoying, but they like him. They want to push him. I'll see where it goes. I give people chances.
Okay.
Like I give my chicks chances.
All right, Mr. Black.
My two downs. I really enjoy the Bar and the Miz versus the New Day match. I really enjoyed that match, and I enjoyed that it was backstage. He had like the iPhone. He was chopping like the pancakes. That was a little throwback to the days of Karate Kid. I like that little homage to that
Nerd stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the match because Xavier Woods, the way that he chopped down Sheamus, boom, 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 came back. Shining Wiz, I was just like, yo, Xavier.
But he's practicing when we did the backstage, and then he come down to the ring.
Those little stuff the New Day did. And like that little cartwheel he did to the outside. I'm sorry. The big moment goes to the whole New Day versus The Miz and The Bar. That's
a big moment of the day? Come on.
The whole thing.
Wow.
The whole thing.
Do you guys want to tell our guests what the fuck that means?
All right,
He's not lost and confused.
So back in the day, when I used to talk to my brother, I used to call him like every time you get like accomplishment, I was just like, you're doing big thing, big dick status. Because when you have a big dick, it's like a big deal. Like, ah, they got a big dick.
I'm very well aware of that, yeah.
So he's like doing big things. For the women, I say, you're doing big V status. I can.
You really can't say that.
To me and my boys, it's long dick style. We do big dick status, we do LDS.
See, it's
It's a man thing.
It's a man thing.
But this ain't a man's show. So I don't know why y'all always going with that.
Yeah, I'm doing it. It sounds like a form of encouragement. So I feel like, I told my brothers, like, yo, I like that.
Whatever.
So every time you tell me, like, yo, I tell you, I got a new job to pull. I got the job to pull. Like, okay, big dick status. I feel encouraged.
New apartment, big dick status.
Exactly.
New chick, big dick status.
Wait, but
more money, big dick status.
That's it.
Anyway.
Big dick status. I also, another up, Shinsuke versus Ty Dillinger. I'm giving that an up because Ty Dillinger, the little stuff he was doing in the ring. My son was on his knees kind of fatigued. He just went, 10, Shinsuke kicked him. I was just like, it's the little stuff you do in between the big spots that attracts me to Ty Dillinger. This man literally left them, got fired, came back, and now he's on the main roster. Yes, he don't get used like that. When he does get used, you feel his presence.
Yeah, he does. He does. Like, he's one of those guys. Like, he's like a good bench player. He's like a utility player.
Right.
You come in.
He's a Manu.
Yeah, you come in. You give me 8 points, about 3 rebounds, 5 assists, but then you also affect the game. And then take you out. Next game I might not use you by using another game. And I do enjoy Ty for that.
Ty Dillinger. Another down.
A down.
A down is Big Cass. Because that whole little segment in was Brian Samoa. I was like, ooh, my son Brian about to kick him in his face. Big Cass came. I was like, okay, why? The Samoa and Joe match, that triple threat match, every time it was just them two in the ring, Samoa and Daniel Bryan, I was like, ooh, electric.
But he also thinking about them back in the day together.
Right. And they were still demonstrating that. And then Big Cass come in and look like, what are you doing? He didn't like, the difference between why the Miz is so great, because the Miz will slow down a match to like neutralize a lot of high flyers, but yet he does it in such a way like you don't get annoyed, but you go like, I see what he's doing, this, that, and third. And he's like, again, I think Big Cass kind of like Derrick Rose. He's scared. Like he has so much up and up, but yet that injury kind of neutralized him.
He's not moving with that explosiveness.
Exactly.
He's really scared. He's really scared to like push off that leg, do something, do a slight move. But he was always like,
yeah.
I was supposed to say Derrick Rose is a bad example.
That was he takes both down. I have a random question. So the Sin Cara and that little segment backstage, what did he say?
I didn't watch SmackDown, to be honest.
This guy,
DVR.
as you see, as I went this way instead of this way, I had a feeling because I didn't watch it either. So I was like, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead.
No, we watched it, so we gave our moment. So you want to do the third segment?
Yes, but actually, I'm gonna take over something out of your book, and big dick status of the week goes to 205 Live.
Ooh. Buddy Murphy? Such an entertainer?
Buddy Murphy, and he's not such an entertainer.
You keep changing people's names. Rich Homie Swan, Cedric the Entertainer, Cedric Alexander.
But anyway, those that are watching on the live feed and once again are going to be watching on YouTube, please make sure to watch 205 Live's this week's match of Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy. Honestly, well, you can have some of mine if you want.
Question.
I'm like, you can have some if you want. But that match, guys, honestly had to be the best match 205 Live has had all year. Legit, top notch. I've never seen anything like it. It is a must see. So I'm gonna say that. Sorry
to take over your segment, your segment, but like, do we have any questions? Like, we've been going on for a minute.
People just been commenting, like,
which is great. They're gonna keep on commenting because we're gonna go on to our new segment, which is SOS a Superstar. So. Every other week we're going to, know about that. But every week we're going to choose one superstar. And actually our guest is going to only be the first one to do it this week. I'm not going to do it with you guys soon. We're going to do it with our King of New York. Right. So with our SOS Superstar, you're going to be able to talk about any changes needed to
SOS.
I don't understand why we're friends. So, with the SOS, you're going to tell us what changes you would make to this superstar's career path and how you would get them over. And if you wanted to do some fantasy booking yourself, then you can. So, the superstar that we are going to SOS this week is no other than
I get it.
The big dog.
I get it. The SOS say save us.
Yes. I'm so glad you got it now. No. So annoying. So the superstar this week is no other than the big dog, Roman Reigns. So that's why I told you don't ask him yet, because I was going to ask him. So what are your thoughts on Roman Reigns, and what would you do to change his path right now?
As far as the work rate of Roman Reigns, I think he's a top-notch performer. When I watch him in the ring, he has great footwork. He sells very, very well. He has the look of a champion. Is he the best talker? No. I mean, but that's not what he's there for. But what he is there for is what he's doing. He gets a ginormous reaction. In wrestling, a famous wrestler, Shane Douglas, said this. It's all good, my dude. talk good about me, talk bad about me. No, just talk about me. And that's what happens with Roman Reigns every single week on a consistent basis. He gets that real raw reaction from people because it's an extreme with him. So it's two ways. The people really either love him or they fucking hate him, bro. There's no middle ground with him. What I would do with Roman Reigns is, I mean, I'm afraid, I'll talk in different, terms right now, but if they were to turn him heel, people would start to like him. And that's not what they want. They want people to like him naturally because of the babyface character that he's portraying. Just like the same thing, for years you would hear people say turn John Cena into a heel. When you take a babyface like that and you turn him into a heel, a lot of people start to like them even more. So I would keep Roman Reigns the same. Maybe I would change his gear a little bit and give him a new look.
What kind of look?
He has a great physique. I feel like it's hidden a lot with the vest and stuff like that. I'd probably get him tights, have him have that old NXT look that he had, and have him, because he's a very good wrestler. And have him. You probably don't agree. I can see by his reactions. He's like waiting to talk. But to me, he's an extremely talented wrestler. And last year alone, like every pay-per-view, man, it didn't matter if it was Braun Strowman, didn't matter if it was with Cena. This guy was having quality matches month after month, and people don't really speak about that. What they speak about is what they want him to do. Yeah. They speak about his character and how he translates to TV. So I would probably keep him the same overall.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Like another thing you always said is just like I remember is everybody always have this great saying that I always say, that person carried him, that person carried him, this, that, and third. I used to say that until one day I really thought about the word carrying. Like if you watch somebody's match, it takes two
1,000,000%
to make a match good. So somebody can just literally do all the moves, do all the selling for you. I'm saying stop saying that because it takes literally take two. So when you're in the ring with the best, you want to perform at your best. Example, like when the Bucks snapped the Golden State winning streak because they played their A game against the A team.
It's a good basketball analogy. I understand.
Come on, man, we do this
at the end of the day, when you feed people trash, they become trash. So if you're booking a talented wrestler against guys that, and this is just on an independent level, that are below their level, you're not giving them the ability to get better. You have to book guys in a proper way and feed them proper talent to help them advance their careers and get better. You want to book them against the guys that have been on TV in the past. Like I'm wrestling Tatanka in a few weeks, and even though he's a much older wrestler, he has such a great reputation on the independent team as someone that can still go at a very high level for his age. That's a big test for me. That guy has been on TV. The guy has made all the towns. You want to get to that point where you're getting put against people like that. I tell Matt, who's on the sides right now, he's very early in his wrestling career. He needs to work people that are better than him. He's not going to really learn if he's wrestling guys that are on the same level as him or on an even lower level as him.
And exactly. And again, this is why I give Roman Reigns all the credit he deserves. I appreciate him because look at all the matches you had with AJ, all the matches you had with that's scary. But like overall, I agree with everything you're saying though, because it does takes two. When you're in the ring with the best.
But there are guys that do carry other people. I've seen it happen I've had it with myself. I've experienced it with other people on tons of different occasions. You can get in there with someone who's just that great. That'll make your job so much easier, and they're getting you to.
So that's what you mean. It's not like literally carrying them, making your job a lot easier.
No, it's like okay, if you're, for example, I was trained by Homicide.
That's my son.
That if he was,
not your son.
Yeah, that's my guy right there.
Thank you.
I'm wrestling him this Sunday at NYC Now You Create Wrestling. Just to throw that little plug out there. Yeah.
So before you answer that, tell me how someone can literally carry someone in the match. So I have
so many different ways with the footwork, with the psychology, with them being made to look better with the way that the other person is selling for them. For like someone who's very green in the business, someone who's a very good wrestler will get to all the spots that they need to get to without it being in that way. So when I'm telling you that I watch wrestling in a very different way,
It is.
Wrestling is like a science to me. It's like an art form. So I look at it very, very differently than most people do. I'm looking for those things, and I see how talented a lot of guys are that most people wouldn't see how talented.
Okay.
Which is true. So Wilkins, do you have a question for our guests before we start wrapping things up here?
Okay. So.
Just one. So make it a good one.
All right.
All right.
All right. All right.
All right.
Did you ever change your gimmick?
For TV?
Yeah. What would it be?
Whatever they want it to be. My job as someone that gets hired by a multi-billion-dollar company is to be able to adapt to any situation, to be a chameleon. So, you know, we said it earlier in the conversation, if they want me to be a janitor, I'm gonna find the way to be the best janitor as humanly possible. I'm gonna study janitor tapes. I'm gonna go watch this guy sweep his ass off and learn sweeping techniques. You have to be able to adapt. That is the key to wrestling. The key to wrestling is being able to, like, if you tell me, listen, what gimmick would you want to give me? Just for example, just throw a gimmick out at me that you'd want me to do.
A depressed person.
Believe me, I can do it, no problem.
I think that would be my gimmick.
What? Okay.
Just-
Lord of mercy.
Yeah, you know, but
Always something with you.
hey, but no, you have to be able to adapt, man. It's very important to be able to do that. I don't know the record.
This guy, I don't even know what sound that was. But all right, and I guess my question would be, what is your dream match?
For me,
For you?
on the indies, I have a dream match that I have a feeling is going to happen this year. I want to wrestle Jerry the King Lawler. That's just history-wise for myself. That would be a very, very big match for
King
myself.
versus King?
Yeah, for sure. But it would be done in a much different way. But I would love to wrestle Seth Rollins. I think he's one of the best. I would love to wrestle Cena. I think he's one of the best. There's so many guys right now, though, that could get different aspects of my character out, different aspects of my wrestling ability out. A lot of the times when you're a heel, you don't want to show how great of a chain wrestler you are because you want people to hate you. I start doing all these fancy moves, which, you know, they see me doing in practice all the time. But if I start doing all this fancy stuff, it's going to give people reasons to like me even more. So my job as a heel is to generate heat and to make sure that people hate me and make sure that by the time that my entrance is over, it doesn't matter if fucking Osama bin Laden is coming out of the curtain. He's going to get a pop. Because I'm doing my job as a heel.
You can hate me now.
Wow.
But I won't stop.
Here we go. But all right, so we're going to give everyone a week off of the list this week. We're not going to panic. We're going to be good this week since we do have our special guest here. So once again, thank you guys so much that are watching on the live feed. We appreciate you guys watching so much. Before I do hand it over to our special guest to put in his absolute plug of an amazing show that's going to come this weekend, we have a few little house, cleaning things to do. So we are officially on ProWrestlingTees.com. You can buy your own Job and Tears annoying.
Size extra large.
Coming right up. So you guys can go on ProWrestlingTees.com/JobandTearsPodcast and purchase your own Job and Tears Podcast shirt. It is actually the DX recreated of myself, Sir Wilkins, and Mr. Black recreating DX. That is like our logo. It is obnoxious, but everyone loves it.
Man, that's dope.
Everyone loves it. So it is up for sale. So once again, we're gonna put it on our social media outlets, how to purchase shirts. But it is available now, so we're super excited about that. As always, you can follow us on Instagram at the Job and Tears Podcast, Facebook Job and Tears Podcast, Twitter. The boys are always putting up new and special content. And now I'm gonna leave it to the King of New York to tell you guys.
Wait, hold on. Before you plug his situation, I like to plug a edible weed brunch on Sunday from the hours from 1 to 5 p.m. We have 2 different packs. We have the basic pack that you only get a plate and 2 drinks. Alcohol infused weed, and the VIP pack which costs $75, which you get, you get pre-rolls, you get unlimited food, unlimited drinks, and you get like a goodie bag to take home. For any further details, please hit me up on my personal page, Ken_Craig, and we go further
Before
there.
your show,
There's
you
2
can't
different packages.
do
There's a $20
$20
package, and there's the $75 VIP package. Hit me up. We get ticks. Let's get this done.
So, as Mr. Black was saying, if you guys want a pregame before the show that we're going to talk about, you can hit him up for more information.
And
so,
yes, the Jobbeteers will be attending. We are
actually,
in the
Mr.
building.
Mr. Black.
All day.
No, Mr. Black will be there.
No, my brother's coming too.
He's definitely not
I don't smoke
going.
weed.
He don't smoke.
No, I'm talking about the show after.
Well, we're going to talk about that.
I knew what he was talking about.
Really? Because it didn't sound like it. I won't be there.
You said you could pregame before the event. I said yes, we will be attending that event.
Oh, see, no, that just isn't.
My guy right there.
You know what?
We here,
Maybe
right
y'all need to have your own separate
I might
segment
have to meet
because
him
I'm
at
like,
115 real quick for that $75 real
see,
quick.
that's terrible. But all right, King of New York, tell the people what they've been waiting for to hear about. What's going on this weekend?
I'm very proud to present a different product to the New York wrestling independent scene. Just to break the fave a little bit, this is my project along with TJ Marconi and a few other guys. It's called NYC Wrestling, Now You Create. It was a concept that was created about a year ago. We've been speaking about it for a long time, where we want to infuse professional wrestling with the hip-hop culture. At the end of the day, hip-hop is a very big part of my life and a part of a lot of people's lives that transition from NYC. And I'm very proud about the initials that we chose for this company, because if you can't get somebody from New York to chant the letters NYC, there's some damn problems. It should be something that people are very proud of and excited about. And Now You Create is an opportunity for us to make new stars as well as highlight older stars on the independent scene. We have a huge show this Sunday. Our main event is the first ever food fight. It's hot dog versus cheeseburger, which is a fight that I'm really this motherfucker is looking at me like you're crazy. But I'm very excited about that match. Also on the card, Dan Maff will be teaming up with Homicide to be wrestling Create or Die. That's myself and TJ Marconi. The debut. Debut of Kid Christian, Casey Navarro, who is a big standout from the New Jersey wrestling scene. He's coming to New York for the first time for NYC. He'll be wrestling MV Young. We have the Grim Reaper on the show. We have Riot Rays on the show. We have the Goat on the show. We got the other members of Create or Die, the Body Steve Lugo and Sebastian Cage. We got the Caveman on the show. The show is very, very solid. I'm very excited about it, and I'm hoping to give New York a very different wrestling product that is focused on the culture and is focused on predominantly Hispanic and African American wrestlers. So that's what we're trying to do right now. NYC Wrestling, Bronx, New York, 5 p.m. Daro's Extreme Fitness, 1123 Close Avenue. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram at NYC Wrestling. Let's get it.
And where can they find you?
Oh, Instagram and on Twitter at LRayAllDay. The Shoot Gimmick on Facebook. My real name is Jarrell, Jorel, like Superman's dad. Kony Arroyo. And I have a Facebook fan page at the King of New York, EC Negro. And you could also find me on Snapchat at EC Negro, Kony.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on our 20th episode of the Jobbeteers podcast. So once again, those that are in the NYC area this weekend, independent wrestling is hitting the scene, and you must be in the Bronx, or we're just gonna all kill
Get Rich or Die Tryin, Sunday at 5.
There you go.
It's gonna be lit.
All right, and then if you want to pregame, you can go smoke some with Mr. Black if you feel like it.
brunch infused everything from the drinks, from the jam to the peanut butter,
It'll be lit
everything.
coming to the
We're
show.
doing
It's gonna be
it
ridiculous.
big. Hit me up for any further details. Let me know. We're doing this big over here, baby.
Well, all right. Once again, I am Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mr. Black and our special guest, the King of New York,
El Rey
all
day.
day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hashtag Black Excellence. Hashtag we're out.
It's the Jobbers Tears Podcast.